Here we go. Tonight, patch 7.1 slams into Azeroth, and everyone's wondering what the heck to do. Plus, we have the latest on Blizzcon and more, as I gotta line this stuff up. Hold on. This all got weird really quick. Okay, as Convert to Raid presents the Battlenet News. We're out of it. Oh, we're out of the weeds now, fellas. Everybody relax. We're okay. Yes, audio stuff happens from time to time. It's fine. From the Battlenet News broadcast bunker in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the broken Battlenet News broadcast bunker. Today is October 25th, 2016, and it is now 10:15 at night. What the heck? Thanks for joining us from around the Blizzard universe. My name is Pat Crane. I'm the host of the show. And as always, the players are here. Let's go first to our guy from Lords of the Storm, the podcast all about Heroes of the Storm. It's Gizmo!
Our opening works 50% of the time, every time. And
right.
I love it. Yeah. It's gone from the triple B to the quadruple B.
Yep.
And we're ready to party.
It's all good. It's all good. And no Darius tonight because of Mythic Plus traffic, once again. So, joining us from Adults with Jobs and the Ermagerd Offensive, it's Sharku!
I love how we moved the showtime back an hour so that Darius could deal with the heroic traffic.
Yeah. And
he's still not here?
Well, he's doing like Mythic Plus. I mean, it's like, you he's got like the fourth or
Mythic
fifth
Plus heroic. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's on his like Keystone 7 or so.
Yeah.
Right now.
I mean, he's up there.
Well, he's a tuning. He's a tuning right now.
Yeah, it's oh man, a tuning.
He's a tuning.
So happy.
We'll be talking about that for sure.
Yep.
Oh man. So welcome guys as we go through the last show before BlizzCon. And so next week at this time, I will be arriving in the LA area, and I'm so looking forward to it, man. It's going to be a good time.
I'm jealous. I'm only there for the 2 days of the show. I get there Thursday night, and I got to leave Sunday morning.
All right. Well,
sucks, man.
That does.
No matter how much I tried really hard to get someone else to teach all my classes that week, but
well, it's kind of fun. So I'm going to be going to I'm going to check out Harry Potter World, and then
jealous.
Then on Sunday it's Disney, so that'll be fun.
Yep.
And
when are you going to Harry Potter World?
I'm not sure. Could be. I'm not sure if it's Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it's
okay.
No, I think it. No, I'm sorry. I think it's Wednesday that we're doing that stuff, and then Thursday is kind of a weird day because it's like the day before everything happens, and so we have Con Before the Storm. There's always a bunch of different meetups and stuff like that happens, and so it's always just kind of a strange day. And then Friday is Chaos. So
yes, it is.
So that will be good.
I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. Now you're going. So I don't know about the Harry Potter World in California.
Yeah.
But the Hogwarts ride, and the one in Florida is the best theme park ride I've ever been on.
Yeah, the Forbidden Journey. It is,
and I've been on a few. Do they have one in California?
Yep.
It's so good because I know some of the rides are a little bit different. Like the Disney parks, like some of the Disney rides in California are different than the ones Tower of Terror, for example.
Okay.
But yeah, at least in the universe, like that is, you've got to. I don't care if the line is 3 hours long. Like wait through it.
Nice. All right.
Or get a fast pass or whatever you got to do for it. Do it now. It was so much fun.
Might have to get a fast pass because we were only there for like a day, so I'm guessing it's going to be like, oh, let's rush through it as fast as we can. Let's go. Boom. So, and then 3 hour line. That's no good. Yep. But I just want to get my wand and my diploma. Do they give? I don't know if they have those.
I don't know if they have diplomas.
I don't know. I never got. I want
to take my owls test. No, I don't.
Yeah, you want to
really
get.
Don't.
You want to get.
Really don't.
You want to get sorted. Everybody's got to get sorted. I already been sorted. You guys would be surprised. I think. Do you know what house that Sharku is sorted into?
Hufflepuff.
Slytherin.
No, both wrong.
Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw.
I'm a Ravenclaw with a Hufflepuff Rising. Hufflepuff Rising.
All right, enough about that stuff. Okay, but let's get back to. So this is the last show before BlizzCon. That's all that I'm really trying to say. And we will try to do a show from BlizzCon like we did last year. Although this year there's going to be a little bit of a difference because it won't be like last year. Because I don't think I'm going to have a drop of alcohol at all this year.
For those of you that liked last year, I'll keep you happy. Don't worry.
For those guys that really liked episode 200, the one that never made it to the actual RSS feed whatsoever, we just put it up on SoundCloud and went, okay, it's over here, guys. If you want to go find it.
Go see it, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just, I'm like, nope, I don't know if I can do that again. That was just
things.
Okay.
Just kind of
got weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
So you can DD. You can DD the conversation.
So let's talk about what we've been up to for the last week or so, fellas. And Gizmo, I'm going to start with you. What's been going on with you? We'll get back to BlizzCon. I'm sure that we'll be talking about BlizzCon, time and time again. So.
Well, of course, been in some Heroes playing Suramar. Now that he is officially in.
And what do you think?
The live version. He is really fun. He is overpowered. He actually just got a little nerf today. Nothing too crazy. Just trying to knock his win percentage down a little bit because it's out of control right now. So been in there playing that, raiding still. Thursday night we got Mythic Ethereal down, the druid chick, and then Sunday.
Wait, hold on a second.
I did not raid.
There you go. Big applause.
Yeah, it was a long couple nights of polls. I think we spent 2 full nights in there, maybe 2.5. But then Sunday I did not raid because I was actually in Disney and then went to Harry Potter World down in Florida for the Halloween horror nights, which was kind of weird. And then Sunday they got Ursoc, Mythic Ursoc down. So 2 new bosses this week. So they are 3 of 7. And,
another applause. Sure, why not?
Moving right along in there. So we're excited for this week. I don't know what the plan is yet, whether we're going to hop back in there or try, spend a night doing Karazhan. I actually think a lot of the people on my team have already knocked it out today. So
all the mythics leading up to Karazhan?
Yeah.
Really?
Who was it here?
Because it's like
we had somebody on our team already go through it, and he said it took
Tatha
about
and
2.5 hours. No,
Tatha and Tova were definitely they were online. I saw them. They were probably doing it up. Did at least a couple probably, and we'll definitely be talking about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Shark, how about you, buddy? What's been going on in your world?
I have been PvPing like a fiend, and I'm loving it. I haven't had this much fun. I'm not traditionally a PvPer. I really didn't like it. I was never really good. But I've had so much fun in PvP this expansion. All the changes that went into it, it just feels more approachable. Especially when most of my gear comes from raiding or dungeons or whatever. But there's no block anymore.
Right.
Like I don't have to grind PvP to get the good PvP gear. The gear is interchangeable and it works. And it's just, and you also I've gotten most of my artifact power from PvPing because every time you win, you get artifact power.
Awesome.
And so if you run on a world quest or you can PvP forever. It's an indefinite supply of artifact power.
How are people running out of world quests? I mean,
I know exactly. I mean, or maybe you're just for me, I get burned out on it. I'm like, I cannot do another.
Yes.
I get frustrated with the world quest. I'm like, it's never ending dailies.
Yes.
But but man, I can run around because the thing about PvP is it's always different.
Yeah.
It's no matter you might be playing the same map, but you're playing against different people. You have different people in your team. It's something that's a lot more fun to do with friends than World Quest. World Quest is that mindless, grinding aspect.
It does have that aspect from time to time, and I'm always like, I know that I need to do this thing, but I get so overwhelmed, dude. It's like, it's just like, it's always full. I'm like, my log is always full of, okay, well, you need to do 4 for these guys, 4 for these guys, 4 for these guys. All right. Yeah. And then I don't know, on my limited schedule for what I'm doing with WoW stuff, it seems like I'm busy every day and I never make any headway. Or at least it doesn't feel great. However, there was a switch today. And I'm going to get into it. It's all the 7.1 stuff that went in. And I want to talk about it. I'm going to make myself a note because I want to talk about it. Write
it down.
Yep. I got it right there. We will come back to it. But go ahead. Yeah. Anything else going on?
No, I mean, I can't. I really had. I was playing with the Adults with Jobs Guild. Yeah. On my Horde side, which I am the worst. I'm a double agent because I'll PvP on my Alliance tunes and my Horde tunes.
Nice.
So I feel really crappy. That's a little bit. It's like, but in truth, I favor my Horde side. I'm sorry, CTR Guild.
It happens. It happens. Yeah, I still miss playing on the Horde sometimes because my game name
Jobs always has a place for it if you want to come over. My game name
is Zug, for crying out loud.
I know.
I started out as an orc hunter over there, and I'm like, oh yeah, Zug is perfect. And then they're like, let's start an alliance guild. Okay,
yeah,
I guess.
But yeah, lots of that. And we're Adults with Jobs, actually, we full cleared normal in our first attempt.
Wow.
Nice.
Congratulations. Hold on. I'll get there it is. Yeah. Big applause for you as well.
3 hours. 3 hours. One shot most of the bosses. Now, we did have some pretty sick heals. Like, we had a carry at heals. So they had one healer in particular that was really, really good.
Cool.
But yeah, lots of but that was good. And then still a raid-in with the Ermagerd or Fernserve.
Yep.
But yeah, tons of stuff to do in WoW right now. Almost
I know
too much.
There's too much, and right now the thing that's going out is that 7.1 is out, and now there's so much more to do, and everybody's right about that, and now people are like, what is going on? I don't even know.
Be careful what you wish for, folks.
I'm hoping that at some point we're gonna find out where the pacing is, because now it feels like, we're just getting the world, and we got this last expansion and it didn't last. Right. So again, hopeful. And I think that when I look at what the plan is for the next, let's say 6 months of WoW, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. There's lots of stuff going on. I don't know what's beyond that, but for the next 6 months, it's looking really nice. I mean, it's looking like there's plenty of stuff to do, and almost an overwhelming amount of stuff to do for a lot of people, for a lot of casual folks anyway. And that can be dangerous. And so it's kind of like, how do you balance it? So I don't know.
Yep.
I'm just kind of wondering what's going on with that stuff.
I don't. We've been screaming more content since Siege of Orgrimmar.
I know.
We've been screaming that for this long.
And now we are full up. Right?
And now it's like, oh, stop! I have to go to work.
I know, but it's not bad. I mean, it's all fun stuff. That's it doesn't. Yeah, it's not. I think they're doing like a lot of the things that they're doing, even though World Quest can be a little grindy and repetitive, and just just kind of feel the same every day or whatever whenever you do it. I think that it is so much better than like 5.1 or way back in the MOP days when there was just a glut of daily quests, right? So this is definitely different from that, but it's it's well done. It's well done stuff.
Right.
So
yeah, my worry is that we're gonna run out of stuff to do eventually. That we have all this stuff to do, and then we're gonna get bored of it. And
I don't think
we'll see. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I think we talked about this in the show a little bit before, but
yeah, and we'll talk about that more as we go on. Let's get back to BlizzCon, because I want to touch on this before we get into the actual news part of the news. And just kind of cover BlizzCon real quick. First of all, I want to let you guys know that Jules from Torrent Think Tank and myself, we're probably going to do a special report on BlizzCon as we get closer, probably later this week, because there is still a couple of questions out there, and we don't know exactly what that is. We don't know exactly what those are, because there's no band announced yet. No band!
It's not Taylor Swift? I thought it was Taylor Swift.
No, I guessed it was going to be Limp Bizkit last week.
No.
Still sticking with that. Limp Bizkit. Fred Durst is going to come out, kick somebody in the face, and then spit.
Do it all for the nookie.
Twitter's been talking about this, like just people like sitting out. Somebody posted something about here's like the real worst case scenario. Nickelback just came back from a European tour.
Oh no!
They aren't doing anything there at BlizzCon. It could happen. Brace yourselves.
No. And then you just watch as. But I have not been to one of the concerts yet. Because I'm just like,
I wonder if they're not going to have one, if they're going to have something else, or just wait to announce it until the opening ceremonies. And by the way, Beyonce is here.
And by the way, it's going to be.
And I'm the only one that'll like that, probably.
It's going to be ETC, just playing.
Bieber.
Level 110 ETC is going to be playing.
Level 110.
So I don't know.
Somebody just said Bieber.
Bieber.
You know who I want, and I'm not even kidding about this. I don't remember if I've said this on the show or just in Guild. Genuinely want Nicki Minaj. Like, I am in love with her.
Yes, you are.
Real love for Nicki Minaj, and I want her to be at BlizzCon so bad. Once again, I'd be like one of 5 people that would enjoy it, but I don't even care.
Well, if you guys, so there's no band. There's speculation all over the place. If there is a band, we will update you hopefully later this week. With a special report, and I'm sure that you'll see it in other places no matter what. They did update the mobile app today. So that is all updated, ready to go for next week. And everybody just went, oh my God, this is so great. This is so great. So make sure to check that out. And let's see, what else? Oh, one other piece of news on BlizzCon. If you are waiting to hear something about legacy servers, like Nostalrius, remember that? Remember that whole thing over the summer? We're talking about legacy servers. J. Allen Brack, one of the big wigs over on the WoW team, he said, you know what? We're not going to talk about it at BlizzCon. We may afterwards, but we're not going to talk about it at BlizzCon. So take that one off of your predictions list for BlizzCon. And then the other thing is the host for the contests on Friday night. We have last year was Chris Hardwick, and then the couple years before that was Jay Moore.
Jay Moore.
Yeah, and he kind of bombed on the last one. So this year it's going to be Emmy-nominated actor and comedian Thomas Middleditch, who is star of Silicon Valley over on HBO.
Great choice.
So
really is a great choice.
So what? So Shark, why is he a great choice?
Middleditch is, first of all, Silicon Valley is hilarious, and it's about nerds.
Yeah.
it's about software programmers, and it's really, really funny. I'm a big TJ Miller fan, who's another guy on that show, and that's kind of who I would have wanted them to invite. Yep. But TJ is so busy anyway. He's got the
Deadpool 2. He's got, all that other stuff going on. Whatever.
Or Kumail Nanjiani. He's another guy. All of those guys are I really enjoy their work as in stand-up and their work in film and TV. But yeah, I think he's really going to be a great choice. Cool. Just because I am I don't know for certain, but I feel like he probably is a member of the gaming community himself.
Well, he does do extreme gaming championship events,
right?
For
Yeah.
Upright Citizens Brigade and stuff like that. So,
right,
and he professes his love for Diablo.
Well, there you go. So I love fans of like celebrity fans of the games being the ones that are working with this sort of stuff. One of the reasons why I thought it was so cool that they were trying to cast and hire Warcraft players to work on the Warcraft movie. I think that made a lot of the difference to me. But yeah, really happy about him.
So I threw up the card a little bit early for our party, but the party for the contest stuff starts Friday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, which means that you should really go to the Well Played Party, which is on the second floor of the Hilton Ballroom, 7 to 11 p.m. on Friday, November 4th. I'm just saying.
I'll be there.
Yeah, right. I'll be there.
And if you get there early, you might even get to talk to me sober.
Let's not count on that stuff, Abnon.
Yeah, that's true.
But so that stuff starts at 6, and there's going to be the costume contest, the movie thing, the art stuff, and what else? What else is there? There's something else. There's 4 things. I don't know. Talent.
The talent. Oh yeah.
Dancing, whatever.
On the yeah.
So so that'll be good. That'll be good. What?
So go ahead, Giz. Sorry.
One question I have about this year's BlizzCon.
Yeah.
With the strike that's going on right now, will there still be a voice actor panel?
So those guys that don't know, there right now is a strike going on for the voiceover actors that do specifically for video games, because they don't like exactly what's going on, and I'm not going to get into what the whole performance matters thing is all about. Other than I think that parts of it seem logical, but whatever. That's for the union to work out with the game developers and all that kind of stuff. I don't think that it will affect BlizzCon.
I wouldn't think that it would be considered scabbing to do a panel on your profession.
No. Right.
Yeah.
Even if it's at a game developers conference, I don't think that would be against the rules. So
and they're not striking just against Blizzard. They're striking all it's a union thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
And they're because they feel like
I'm sure there are people at Blizzard that are in agreement with the matters of the strike, and
sure,
it's complicated. But
I bet there are a lot of people that really sympathize with a lot of things. It's just that they might not be able to promise all that stuff, and so it's tough. It's a tough position.
So I'm aware of the issues. I've dealt with this sort of stuff in my own profession before.
Right.
With whenever your body is your instrument, you have to protect it.
Yep. Absolutely.
And that's really what it comes down to.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
But I think we'll be okay for all of that stuff. So it should be okay. I'm guessing. It's all a guess at this point. What else? Anything else? Do you guys have any big predictions? The one thing
that's what I want to ask that. It's even just this originated as a Warcraft podcast. What are they going to talk about with Warcraft?
I think they're going to talk about 7.1 and beyond, right? I mean, so they're going to be talking about what they just did with Karazhan and all that kind of stuff, which we'll hit in a moment here, and then talk about the raids to come. So the little raidlet, and then they have the big raid.
And I hope there's more than 3 tiers.
Well, if there's 3 tiers, it'll be one more than last time, which will be great.
That's what I mean. At least 3.
Yeah.
That's what.
And a raidlet.
I was really upset.
Don't forget about the raidlet.
Really upset.
So
well, isn't that part of this is tier 1 put together is
it's tier 0.
Right now we are pre-tier.
Emerald Nightmare and the new raid lit.
Yes, the raidlet
is tier 0.
Pre-tier Yes.
Yeah. At least it's something to do, though. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't. It's not technically considered a tier, but it is a raid.
Yeah.
Event that works. Right. Anyway, blah 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 blah. But yeah, that'll be interesting.
So
I guess I could see them talk about that.
Gizmo, predictions from you. What do you expect? Do you have like one big one? Do you have a knockout punch?
Oh man, I honestly, I don't, because this is my third BlizzCon. 2 years ago is whenever they were talking about, they didn't announce Warlords at BlizzCon, they announced it at Gamescom, correct? And then they discussed it at BlizzCon.
Yes.
Last year they announced Legion. This is like the timing with this, like Legion's out, they're not going to announce or talk about a new expansion. So obviously, it'll just be like you said, stuff down the line. Well, I mean, really? We're not even in tier 1 of rating.
I think I agree, but at the same time, there's a little part of me that's like, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to, with everything, like Heroes, we'll see. I don't even know what they'll announce huge on that. I know I'm expecting something there. Overwatch, what's like, I don't know.
Sombra.
Out there besides Sombra.
And
I think we'll get multiple heroes, not just Sombra.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're gonna get PvE experience from Overwatch. How's that?
Dude, that would PvE make me only happier. Well, have you played the
the Junkenstein thing? Yeah,
the Junkenstein.
Yeah, it's really well done.
That's sort of them. Yeah, just sort of showing that they can do team-based PvE in a different, not with in a stationary zone. You know what I mean? Without having to go across an entire map or whatever, and made it really, I don't know. That would be so.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
I was since the BlizzCon where we first tested, like I was like, please give me a story mode. I want to play the story in this game. I really badly. I like the cinematics, but I want to play it.
That would be great.
Anyway,
that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm seeing. So my big prediction was, and I'm seeing in chat that somebody's saying, no Diablo news, pretty much confirmed. I haven't seen it confirmed anywhere.
I haven't seen it confirmed either.
Yeah,
I think everybody's thinking the same thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I was thinking Diablo 4, which I would love, but they're saying maybe a D1 remaster, which I would also love if they redid Diablo 1. Sure. But yeah, I mean that's that. I don't think they're good to do a new IP, but something new would make sense because the StarCraft trilogy has ended, so there's got to be something. This is the 25th anniversary. There's got to be something that's just going to blow our mind.
And it's another new IP.
And it's the 20th. It's the 20th anniversary of Diablo. Don't forget they're having a party on Friday night in between the hotels. So that must mean that you have to come up to the Well Played party at the Anaheim Hilton Ballroom, second floor during that time, and check it out. Yep, that's what I'm. Every time they announce another party during our party, I'm just going to promote our party. So yeah, Well Played party. So they're having the party on Friday night, and I just think that 20 years of Diablo, they gotta shoot for something for that.
Yeah,
whatever it is, I think the big thing's probably going to be Diablo. So, so that's as much as I can.
Here's the thing: if they ever want to make money on Diablo again, they have to put out a new game.
Right,
because after you buy the game, it's free to play, and there's nothing. You don't spend money in that game at all. You don't have the real money auction house or anything anymore, which even that was a terrible disaster, and Blizzard didn't see really any of that money.
Yep.
So it was,
yep. And Calmian in chat said that maybe they'll elaborate on whatever Tom Chilton moved to, and that is a possibility.
That's a thing.
Although it's probably way
because
too early.
He just said he moved. He never said he's like, I'm still working at Blizzard. Yep. I'm just not working at WoW anymore.
Yep.
They're pulling resources away from WoW. So what does that mean for that game? It seems like either they're getting into a routine and kind of happy with the pacing that they have going on now.
Did they actually say that they were pulling resources away from WoW?
Well, they have been. I mean, look at the people that have left are all WoW devs. Chilton left.
That's people leaving. That's not.
I mean, not necessarily
not
leaving, but I feel like
that's not taking away resources. It's just people.
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah, they're not. It doesn't seem. I've not seen anything or seen.
Want to make sure.
Shifting. No.
Talking about the same thing here because we got to get that straight.
But yeah, Chilton's the only one that I think has is moved from WoW to another project in Blizzard. The other people left Blizzard.
They're retired.
It's Warcraft the movie, the game. So that's what it is.
The game.
That's what it is. All right, hey,
I can't. I want to know what he's doing.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. Maybe we'll be able to corner him next week. Next week already, BlizzCon, everybody. Get ready for it. It's going to be so much fun. Even if you're not there, hopefully you're watching the streams and getting together your schedule and stuff like that. All right, let's go into the news. Oh, we're already, what, a half hour into the show?
45 minutes into it.
And we're finally into the news, everybody. Let's talk about Legion. Let's talk about patch 7.1 highlights and so on and so forth. Now, first up, they released Karazhan, Return to Karazhan. It's a little bit different. Gizmo, you were talking a little bit before about the attunement process.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit more about that? What actually needs to happen for it?
Absolutely. So Karazhan's here, everybody. Let's run it. But first, before you can do that,
let's go through all this gated stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get attuned. So for this, it's a quest line. You're going to start it from Archmage Khadgar in Dalaran, of course. But it's going to be a little quest line here to where you're going to have to defeat God King Scovold in Halls of Valor on Mythic, and then get a Fell Crystal Fragment and recover a couple other things. Pretty much you're going to have to run, 4 Mythics?
4 Mythics,
to complete these quests to turn in.
Gotta get a little sliver of rock or something, a shard of crystal, and give it to Khadgar. Khadgar is a needy fella.
He is.
And he's like the most powerful being in Azeroth at this point. Go get your own shard of crystal.
Right. Stop. Leave me alone, Khadgar. What are you doing?
So, yeah, you can get that stuff. And then it will, again, Karazhan's going to be Mythic only with the 9 bosses there. Mm-hmm. But you'll be able to access both old and new Karazhan at the same time. But yeah, they said there's going to be a mix of familiar faces and new bosses, including 3 new opera encounters, which I'm excited for.
I like that.
Yes. So because I think I ran through there 3 times just farming old stuff, and I think I got the same one, the wolf one, every time. So
Little Red Riding Hood.
Yes, Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah, that's the one. So that's Khadgar, and that's Karazhan, and I know that I've heard it from people that said, "Oh, you have to get attuned for it." Then I guess I'm not going to run it. I guess I'm not running Karazhan. People have said that, and it's like
come on, guys. Is it frustrating because we were excited, wanted to hop into it Tuesday night? Sure it is. But it's 4 Mythics.
It's 4 Mythic dungeons. You can get it done in a week or 2 or 3 if you're really...
there's no need to have to, rush through that. Like I said.
And especially, and I'll talk for the more casual crowd because my team is rather casual. And I know that, some folks are like, hey, I'm having problems finding a group in Group Finder to run Mythics in the first place because I'm under-geared or I'm playing spec that hasn't had a lot of love lately or whatever the case may be, or I started off late, or this is an alt, and so I'm under-geared and, whatever. And so people are just saying, nope. Thankfully, we have it fairly easy in the Convert to Raid Guild because there are so many dang characters all over the place. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, this can be a problem, especially for those guys that are more casual. Although I will say, you're trying to go into a Mythic dungeon / raid because this thing is 9 bosses. I mean and I think in the video, Lore was talking about how this is really a 5-man raid. This is a 5-man raid because you have 9 bosses and it's tough. It's mythic only. It's crazy.
I want to play it so bad, and I want to play it right now.
I know, me too. I was kind of upset that it was gated myself.
It is kind of frustrating that you have to do the mythic dungeons. I think if it was heroics or something like that, where you could insta queue into them, or whatever, it makes it a little bit easier. I know that can be hard to find a group.
There is good news though.
That.
There is.
Yes,
good news,
there is,
and that is that this week's quest. There's a special quest for the week. Just like in the olden days, the dude over by Violet Hold, he has a quest, and if you complete 4 mythic dungeons, you get bonus prizes. And apparently, there's bonus loot in all of the mythics that you will do during this time. So that's kind of cool. So there's more loot for everybody as you go through this.
Yeah, I feel like they added this in because they possibly were expecting some backlash on having to run 4 mythics to attune. So maybe let's give them a little bit extra gear there.
Yep.
So hopefully you guys got that quest before you did these 4 mythics. You can actually, I don't even think you have to go talk to the guy. I got mine just in my adventure journal or whatever it is they call now from Shift J. Popped up for me. So get those, and it'll get you a little bit more gear in there and get you ready for the mythic difficulty, because this is and it's going to, if it's hard for you to find a group to clear mythic dungeons in, I mean, you got to think it's going to be fairly difficult here to find a group for mythic Karazhan, because like I said, that's 9 bosses. Somebody on our raid team cleared it already tonight, one shot everything, and it took over 2 hours. So it's going to be hard to find a group of 5 people that you don't know just in a group finder who's willing to work and progress through that thing.
That's
so
a
it's
raid night for most people.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
it really is
just,
and that's gonna be the whole thing too. I mean, you're talking about, when you talk about doing mythic dungeons, I mean, that basically is a raid night. Yeah. And when you're talking about doing mythic Karazhan, that too is basically a raid night. And so, we're getting a lot of end game content here. This is good stuff. I mean, this is pretty cool. This is what I wanted, seriously, 4 or 5 years ago. I was like, yep, let's just load up on end game content. And now they have. And now I'm kind of freaking out about it because I went a little bit more casual this time around, and now it's starting to bite me in the butt because I really want to, start playing a lot more, and it could be dangerous because I have work to do. So it's kind of interesting, but it's a heck of a lot of fun. I dig it. Other new stuff in 7.1. They are furthering the Suramar campaign, and this was interesting. So the Suramar campaign said that over the next 9 weeks, we will be unraveling this tale to lead to the steps of the, what's it called? What's the next raid called? I can't remember. Whatever it is, the Nighthold, the Nighthold.
Yes.
Yep. So so over the next 9 weeks, we're gonna get more and more quests to lead us to the Nighthold, which is the next raid. You know what that means?
9 weeks.
If it's 9 weeks until the Nighthold hits, that's January 3rd. I did math. Actually, I looked at a calendar, and I counted to 9. I used all of my fingers and toes.
I think that sounds about right, because that would avoid them, going through the mess of releasing a raid over Christmas break again.
Right.
Where people didn't see their families.
Right. Well, and it was Blizzard employees too, because they had to make sure that the servers were up.
Yeah, and then when it was bad, they weren't there to fix it because they were all on vacation.
Yeah,
right.
And yeah, so someone's saying, doesn't that feel long? First, remember pacing. We want pacing on this. We don't want them to release this stuff too fast. 9 weeks, that does seem like a while, but don't forget, we have the raidlet coming out here. And just because you cleared stuff on normals and heroics, remember, there's mythics. So it'll be interesting. I think that Convert to Mythic will have cleared Mythic, Emerald Nightmare, before this launches. So it'll be interesting to see if we get the raidlet on Mythic as well in 9 weeks.
So
that'll be tough, but I think it'll be
the raid can launch basically any time after that 9th week, and so I mean they can stretch it out as long as they wanted to, and just say, oh no, we need to prepare, and then you have a series of quests that you have to do to unlock the thing or unlock the next part of it or whatever. I mean, they could work it however they want to, but that does put it after the new year, which is actually kind of a good thing.
Yes,
and it made me breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief on it, because Ermagerd Offensive is nowhere near done with Emerald Nightmare, and considering we only raid once a week for a few hours, and the raidlet I'm sure will take us a little bit of time too, so I think we'll have plenty of time to go through all this content and do it at a nice level pace and be okay. So I'm
at least on normal mode, and maybe even through heroics. I could see us doing heroic stuff. We're going to be done with normal here in a couple weeks, I think. We're getting hung up on eyeball. Yeah. It's just because we're not moving around effectively.
Yeah. Killing what we need to kill. It's all the things that that happen for more casual raid teams, and
we're super
totally cool.
cash,
we're just having fun with friends, man. That's what it's about. That is what it's about. Also, for 7.1, getting back to that, the Illidan quest line. I want to talk about this real quick. Did you guys check out the Illidan quest line at all?
I did.
And what did you think?
More this week, no.
More
spoilers.
Dungeons.
Yeah, more dungeons. So, what ended up happening was that they said, well, we have an attunement for Karazhan, so let's just put an attunement on the Illidan experience and just make people go through the dungeons and make them do dungeons, because you have to collect 30 somethings, and they're only available off of the end of the dungeon bosses. And then you bring them back and you go, okay, here you go, and then they show you a story, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
or you do something else.
It says the higher level of difficulty you do, the better chance for one of these fragments to drop, and the better chance for multiple to drop. So I don't know, what the shortest amount of time to possibly get this thing turned in is.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing to do would be to do 2 birds with 1 stone. Do all your 4 things in mythics to unleash the Karazhan experience, and hopefully at that point you'll have 30 to go turn into the thing to go do the Illidan stuff as well.
Yeah.
Is that the soul prisms that you're talking about, or is that something else?
Yes, I believe that is the soul
fragments.
Soul fragments.
Okay.
Lingering soul.
They found where his soul is, but he's not going to tell you yet. You have to go collect stuff.
Too powerful. Gotta collect the fragments.
Yes.
That was...
Yes.
I don't know what that was. It was a real bad Schwarzenegger impression into an even worse Christopher Walken impression.
That was... Wow, that was Walken? I didn't even know.
I know. I wasn't trying to. It just happened.
I didn't even know. No, I'm
not...
I did an impression of your impression of Walken.
I don't know if he'd be...
we need more cowbell.
We need more cowbell.
All right. This is getting off track real quick.
No, us.
Not gonna
I
happen.
need Darius to keep me in line. I haven't done this show with Darius in like a year.
Every time
I think
you're on.
BlizzCon last year, he's just like, forget it, Shark. Nope, I'm
right.
out.
That's
Like
right.
I'm taking it personally at this point. It was a joke for me for a while.
As well, you should. Next week you'll see him. It'll be all better after that.
We'll that.
Other cool little things. There's a bunch of new pets and mounts, and I know that Wowhead has like everything listed out as far as everything that is everything about 7.1. And there's lots of new world quests. There's lots of new stuff going on in the world. There's a new rep to grind. The Valor Jar. I don't know. The Valor. I don't know. And the Raidlet with Helya as the end boss. That's going to be popping up after BlizzCon, right?
Yes.
So on the 8th. So more new content for everyone. This seriously
It's too much.
is a little overwhelming right now. Just a little overwhelming. I'm
gonna sit here and complain. It's like the legendary issue, which I'm not bringing up, by the way.
Wait, you just did.
No, I didn't. I'm just saying it does not matter what Blizzard does. We're gonna find a way to complain about it.
Yeah,
like the player base,
right.
We're screaming, we need more content. We need more content. So they're like, here's all the content, and we're like, this is too much content, guys. What are you thinking? We can't possibly do this. Same thing with legendaries. Like we want legendary to feel legendary. We want it to be random, and all of a sudden they're random. They're like, where's my legendary?
Right.
And so
yeah, nope.
It's which I'm in that camp. Where is my legendary, Blizz?
I have mine. I don't know.
Good for you.
You guys didn't get in the right line, apparently.
Apparently not.
I got mine real early on. So
if the legendary bosses or drops are based on luck, I will never see a legendary. That's just the fact of the matter. I can play this game every day at every possible waking moment that I can spare. I still want one.
the best thing that they did with 7.1, just a quick thing, which is what I wrote down earlier, was they have a new vendor, and the vendor loves Blood of Sargeras, right? And they're like, oh yeah, cool, we'll take them here because we just love that stuff. It's a demon hunter person, and I'm like, okay, cool. And what do you have for me? And they have things like class hall resources. They have a bunch of other stuff, food items.
Don't they have mats? Like
they have mats.
Gathering mats.
Yeah, so that it can be burned by what's his name, the chef guy.
Nami.
Yeah. And so there's all that stuff. But class hall resources, I've been a little shy on that stuff lately, and I needed to get my last thing going for the last build going for the class hall. So now it's in process because I was able to trade in some of that stuff and get moving on it. So
yes, and because I'd been complaining the past few weeks about not being able to afford raiding materials. So I switched from tailoring to herbalism, and holy cow, it is so much better. It does not take long to gather resources at all, and it's a better way for money. I'm making decent money, and I'm not even doing blacksmithing, which is what a lot of people are doing, herbalism and blacksmithing.
Right.
So it's I would suggest doing it. It may not be as effective now that this vendor has come out and you can buy those. So hopefully that will drive the prices down a little bit as well. But yeah.
Well, and Marissa in chat says that the resources are BOA as well, which I didn't notice because I'm only concerned about the one toon. If you're playing multiple toons in Legion right now and you're playing them at a level like that, holy buckets.
Holy buckets.
I can only play one toon at a time.
Yeah.
Especially this expansion. So there.
I've got 2 going and it's killing me. Literally. I'm dying a little bit more every day.
A little bit more every day. Hey, they also have this new thing called Quick Join in 7.1?
That's a great feature.
What is it?
Well, what it is you can now join people on your friends list or in your guild just by. I've not actually used the feature. I think there's a list of some sort that you can be like, oh, hey, I want to do.
It just
let's
came
say
out
you're
today.
in a queue.
It's tough to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know we were doing it for PvP because we were waiting on Randy to join up with us, and he had stupid computer kept crashing, so we didn't have to leave the queue. We just kicked him from the group, and then when he came back, he could quick join into our queue.
Nice.
Without us having to leave the queue, reform, or anything like that.
That's awesome.
And it also works like that, I think, if you've queued up for a, let's say you've got a tank friend that is, or a healer friend that's queuing up for a heroic dungeons or something that you want to run, or LFR, you can jump in with their group.
Cool.
That's awesome.
And things like that without them having to leave and invite you and all the stuff that was happening before. So it's a really nice little,
cool.
Makes our lives easier.
Can you, is there an ability to turn this off to where people can't join you?
I'm not sure.
I think it pops up on your end saying, "Do you accept this person in your
so
group?"
and so wants to, yeah. Which that can also be kind of annoying. I'm guessing that.
Well, then it's like, okay, Sharku just said no, I can't join.
I'm guessing if you flag yourself D&D, it won't pop up, but I'm not sure.
Okay,
all right. Well, it's something new for everybody, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool. Any other stuff about 7.1? There's a lot of stuff in 7.1. I just don't think that we can cover it. With any kind of,
Oh, real quick, I was talking to Retro earlier today.
Yeah.
And some people in my guild. The attunement is account wide, so you only have to do it on one too.
Right. And the same thing with
earlier.
And the same thing with world quests. Now, if you are friendly with all the things, and if you have world quests going on one tune, you will now have them on all tunes going forward as soon as they hit 110. So you don't.
So they're trying to be alt friendly with that sort of stuff and not make you do all that over again,
which is great. I appreciate that.
Yep,
I appreciate that.
Me too.
I still can only play one character, but
yeah, I feel you. Well, they need to do something to speed up your. Like at this point, I want to level my other tunes, but I'm gonna be so far behind with my weapon. Like I don't even want to try.
I know. That's exactly.
So they need to find a way to kind of help your weapon match or speed up a little bit. Right. That would make me happy.
Right. Okay. Let's talk a little bit of heroes.
Let's jam.
Let's do it. So Gizmo, since you have a show all about Heroes of the Storm called Lords of the Storm, why don't you tell us what's going on with Heroes? That'd be great.
Absolutely.
Heroes update.
Well, Hallow's End is here. They like to do these type of events, and along with those come several goodies. First off, we have an experience bonus. You'll get 50% experience throughout the event. There's going to be a new quest and reward. If you play 15 games throughout the event, you'll get a Deputy Vala portrait. New bundles. There is the Deputy Vala skin, which is awesome. It's kind of like a female McCree. There is
cool.
The Scarecrow Zool, which is awesome. Got a little pumpkin head, and
nice.
He looks like a scarecrow. And then there's the iPad, which is a mount, and I don't like it at all.
An iPad?
It's a pad
tablet
with an eye in the middle of it.
Oh
no, it's a.
I gotcha. It has an actual eye with with a
it's
pupil.
like a spiky thing with an eye that you stand on and float around. I don't know how I feel about it. It makes me a little uncomfortable.
All right.
But they're going to have the ultimate bundle as well that comes with 5 heroes there, 5 skins, and 2 mounts. So there's lots of cool stuff going there. And yeah, hop in, new heroes. The brawls here, I believe we have 2 days left on the Punisher brawl. And then I believe it was announced that this next brawl is going to be 5v5 Sergeant Hammer on the altars, and they're going to have their boost on the whole time, from what I've heard. So it's going to be a little crazy.
Wow! So all right. Okay. All right.
It's yeah,
could be a little weird.
It's gonna be
You're
weird.
going
I
a
don't know
little
if I
weird
like
with the
that
brawls.
one.
That's all right.
I don't know if I like that one as much as the Punishers. That one seems a little repetitive, where
Mhm.
you don't get to pick your heroes and stuff. But
Mhm.
it'll still be nice.
Right. Okay, so that was our heroes update, and I think for Hearthstone,
Well met.
there we go. We'll do just a quick one. So Gadgetzan was teased as probably the next expansion. I know that there was a little thing that said, "Come visit Gadgetzan, where we are as safe as we are clean." I think is something along those lines. And so it was kind of funny little travel poster that they had for Gadgetzan. So they kind of threw that out there, and people went, "Oh, I think we know what's coming down the line for BlizzCon."
It's interesting though. I will say, because my friend Multi, who's on the podcast Lords of the Storm with me and is a big Hearthstone guy, he's not excited about this because Gadgetzan, what is that? That's gnomes and goblins. What have we had? We've had goblins versus gnomes.
Right. Yeah.
The city itself is a tiny little thing. So, is this just based off that little tiny town, or is this based off what's the zone it's in, Tanaris?
No, it's
as
in,
a whole.
What is it in?
Yeah, it's in Tanaris, right?
Is it? No.
Is it
the-
Gadget? You're
know.
thinking
Anyway.
Nomergon, Sug.
Oh yeah, I am.
Gadgetzan
totally am.
is in Tanaris, yeah.
I totally am. Sorry, my bad.
But
I was thinking the same thing.
It'll be interesting to.
So
to
no,
see
it's gonna be trolls and gnomes, right?
Yeah.
No, it's goblins.
There were some goblins there too. There was a few trolls, but
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think thematically, lore-wise, maybe it's not the most exciting, but every time they do a new expansion, there's new cards. The new year is gonna. Is that? Did they doing that by the annual year? Like
No,
picking the standard.
I think
standard,
it's.
or is that,
I think it's in spring is when they do
spring?
it, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% on that, so do not quote.
But yeah, so we'll get new cards for standard decks and this and that and the other. I was joking that the whole tease was going to be that they were going to just re-release Gnomes and Goblins for the standard for standard again. Like, you can use those cards again.
Dr. Boom's back.
Dr. Boom.
Yeah. Oh my God, Dr. Boom. I spent so much. I dusted like everything. I'm pretty sure I dusted like Alex Draza and Ysera to have a Dr. Boom or something like that. It was so dumb.
Hey. It's a great card, and it became a standard.
Oh, it was so good.
Really
and then and then when they went to standard mode, it was like, oh, bye. And I was like, no.
Well,
but
dust to dust.
I'd love to use my Dr. Boom standard again.
Oh, that was funny.
Dust
all right.
To dust.
Let's see. Another big thing would be eSports.
Yeah, dipstick.
eSports?
There we go. So all next week. All next week is going to be esports, all Blizzard esports all the time, right? So, I mean, are we seeing some of that this week too? Yes. Aren't we? Like this weekend and stuff like that? We're seeing
it's
some.
going to be group stages this weekend to get the top 8,
okay.
I believe. Final 8 for BlizzCon itself.
Right. And you can count on a ton of action. I would just be, I'm not even going to get into it because there's so much stuff. But just really be watching all the different, especially BlizzCon streams and stuff like that. So it's gonna be nuts.
So much esports.
Well, yeah, and it's really cool because they have. If you take a look at the layout for BlizzCon, I mean, they have a huge Overwatch area. They have a huge area for Heroes of the Storm and World of Warcraft. They have a huge area for Hearthstone. And then they have the annex for StarCraft 2.
Arena, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they have like an arena for StarCraft 2. And so this is going to be a crazy time when we get to BlizzCon. It's going to be absolutely nuts. And I hope that, everybody just kind of falls in love with it because, I mean, these games are really pretty interesting to watch on a professional level. So
yeah. I'm interested in which game you guys are most excited about watching, or do you think you're spending most of your time watching?
Heroes.
I hope that they have all the technical stuff worked out. That's the biggest thing. My
god!
Because last year
was just
because last year we were all hanging out together for 3 hours in seats waiting for stuff to happen, and I'm like, I got stuff. I
almost lost my girlfriend over waiting for 3 hours to watch Heroes. I'm like, no, you don't understand. It's the because that was that right before the finals with Cloud9 in it, or maybe semifinals?
I think it was
semis. It was a big Cloud9 game that was about to happen, and I was like, I can't leave. And we had seats. Adults with Jobs was sitting right in front of Cloud9. Like we actually gave away some of our seats to King Caffeine's girlfriend.
Yeah,
she's like, I want to watch him play, and we're like, yeah, here you go. But
you guys, everybody was in like second and third row, just right there.
And we're like, we're not leaving.
Like right where the camera was, and then the confetti cannon was like right there, and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, it was a really cool place, and I couldn't stay there. After an hour, I was like, I got stuff to do.
We gotta go.
I gotta do something. I don't know. You guys are great, but I want something to happen. But I think that this year, I don't know. I'm thinking that Overwatch might have to win out.
I'm leaning that way too. Well, I've never seen an Overwatch tournament before. I've seen some of the. I've seen, but it's a brand new game, a brand new genre of games. So I mean, we've had FPS shooters before, but not like this is a big deal in the gaming world, and this is the first world championship for it. So.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, hopefully everybody finds something. I mean, there's going to be something for everybody now, because they do have those 4 different stages and lots of different and 5 different games. So it should be pretty cool. I'm kind of digging it. So, anything else before we go away from this last Battlenet news before BlizzCon, fellas?
They did. I won't get too in depth in it right here, but they did release the details for the new HGC format, which is the Heroes Global Championship format for next year.
Okay,
they're going way away from what they're currently doing, more into an actual league type format. It's going to be easier to follow, more exciting, and yeah, so those details are out, and I'm sure we're actually going to dive pretty deep into that tomorrow night if you want to know some more information on that. So,
cool, awesome.
And also, there's a Hearthstone thing. If you go and pick, I can't remember if it's on the website. If you play Hearthstone, you can. There'll be a link in the game or on the launcher, but you can go and pick which Hearthstone player that you favor. And you can win cards based on how many games they win or take at BlizzCon and things like that.
Right.
And that sounds really. I picked BB Gun. He's my boy. He's the guy that just won. He just won the. And I hate doing this because I feel like every girlfriend I've ever had who's ever like my girlfriend right now, her favorite football team is the Dolphins because their colors are the prettiest.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
But I picked him because of how much I love his name. And he's a US guy. Like I want to root for, the home team or whatever. Sure. And he plays some seriously good at Hearthstone. Had some really good games to qualify for BlizzCon. But so go BB Gun.
Gotcha. All right, cool.
I got your back, G.
Oh boy. All right. Yeah. So now is the time of the show where we play this music. There we go. And we talk about what's going on with us and especially over the next week before BlizzCon. Do you guys have any special prep that you guys are doing that you want to let people know about? You got any shows coming up, Gizmo?
Yes. So tomorrow night we are recording Wednesday at 9 p.m. Central, and then we are actually also recording. The plan, at least, is to record next Tuesday, which will be the night before I leave. Get one more little thing in there just in case some more news comes out. Which why would it right before BlizzCon? But you know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna hang out anyway, so feel free to join us. And then it is all full steam ahead, crazy town, BlizzCon packing and whatnot.
Okay, so outside of the con, what are you looking forward to the most? I think. Gizmo.
Honestly, Calm Before the Storm and the Well Played Party are two amazing things. If you've never been to BlizzCon or anything like that, there is no feeling like meeting all these people you've been gaming with for years. It can be kind of a weird feeling at first, but it's incredible. That's the reason I go back to BlizzCon. It's the reason I will not miss BlizzCon pending something extremely serious, even if I don't have money, because it's that awesome. So seeing all those people again, hanging out and catching up is going to be awesome.
It's cool. It's cool. Shark, are you doing anything over the next week or so? And can people
directing the stupid musical that I'm directing? I got postponed a month, and so now it's twice as long as the original time I thought I was going to put out. But anyway, yeah. I'm focusing on work and stuff so that I will be able to take some time off and come to BlizzCon for the short amount of time I'm going to be there. But I agree with Giz, absolutely. Like, especially if you're near there and can get out there, even if it's a couple hours drive for you, come out to the Well Play Party. Come out and meet us and have a good time. That's my first year there. That's how I got involved in CTR. That's how I had just joined Asparagus Initiative, I think.
Yeah.
And when I met you guys at the first BlizzCon party for the CTR Guild, and man, it was so worth it. I didn't have a ticket. I just lived in LA and went. So please come out and make it.
Yeah, please do. And here is the card once again, because I really do want to invite you guys out. You are invited, everybody. Everybody's invited. It's totally free. It's Friday, November 4th, 7 to 11 p.m. That's California time, because it's in the Anaheim Hilton Ballroom on the second floor, California Ballroom B, I think. I don't know. There's signs, stuff like that. But we'll have lots of giveaways. We'll have a bunch of music, of course. There's actually going to be a Hearthstone fireside and tournament, both. So you can play Hearthstone with your friends and hang out and have a good time there. There is a free photo booth. We will be live streaming it. Cuddles will actually be helping out with the live stream. And of course, there are drinks aplenty, as you
I'm pretty sure
expect.
I sat on Cuddles' lap during the live stream last year. I can't 100% remember.
I know that I totally trolled the stream like throughout the night, and I gave some very, very weird faces that came back to haunt me later. But it was such a good time, and we're gonna have a great time this year. We've got so much more in store for you guys, and I hope that you guys really like it. Whether you're there or watching the live stream, it'll be fun either way. That's what I'm hoping for. And we will actually have I know that Sko is planning on hanging out on the live stream for a little bit. I think I'm gonna be talking to him about what method is going through and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, we're planning some peeps to be there, so especially for the stream. So we will see you guys in BlizzCon. If you're not going to BlizzCon, we will have reports back from BlizzCon very, very, very soon, because it's happening, guys. BlizzCon is happening. I'm going to bail out of that music, finally, and I'm going to play this one. All right. So if you guys want to join us, join our conversations, please do. First of all, you can email us, convertraid@gmail.com. You can call and leave comments and questions on our raid line, 612-787-RAID. That's 612-787-7243. You can follow us at ConvertToRaid. Gizmo is at GizmoZord. Sharku is at Sharku_CTR. And I am at Pat Crane, that's with a K, as well. And you can join the Bazuba Nation, easy for me to say, by heading over to converttoraid.com. That's the show site where we have downloads, forums, videos, audios, and guild stuff and more. It's all over at converttoraid.com. Also, we are on like the iTunes and the Google Plays and the YouTubes and the internets. and all that other kind of stuff. So please join us wherever we are. Convert to Raid Presents is produced and distributed by Signals Media. Make sure to check out all of our friends at signalsmedia.com. That's the home of the Signals Media All-Star Network. And that is going to do it for our pre-BlizzCon show. Yay! Yay! We hope you had a good time, and we hope you learned some stuff along the way as well, as always. And for all the guys at Convert to Raid, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. See you after BlizzCon!
See ya at BlizzCon.
See ya at BlizzCon, and then after BlizzCon.
Hey.
There we go. That's what I meant to say. That's it.